Hello and welcome to the first edition of Talk of the Town, a brand new podcast dedicated to Exmouth Town Football Club. I am Egg, and I'm joined by the captain of the media ship at the club, Nath. You right, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, no, happy. I mean, after that display at Frome last Saturday, I feel a bit more energized about town, to be honest.
It does. It's a bit infuriating because I missed Bishop's Cleeve away and I missed Frome away, so maybe I'm the jinx. Maybe that's what we need. Just need to not come to games anymore. Um, so obviously, talk of the town we've done as a video. We did one on with Hilly and Rolo last Christmas. Time flies. And then we did one with the MTC, but we felt like the club kind of deserved a more regular podcast. So we're going to do these every few weeks. We're going to get some of the players on, Hilly, Rolo, people from the academy, the women's team, just everyone around the club to kind of keep you guys, the fans, supporters, and everyone at our little club uh, updated, I suppose. And yeah, so you went to Frome away. I've seen the
Yes.
highlights and I've watched it back. It felt quite encouraging, I think is the way to put it. What was it like from your point of view on the actual day?
Absolutely freezing to start off with. It was so cold. The VO tripod got ice on it. It was wild out there. But I would say the performance was fantastic. They really, for a team going up bottom of the league, you look at the table, it doesn't look good. Frome on fire. They're playing Torquay as we're recording this Saturday. They beat Worthing, and who are National League South as well. And to go there and look, we didn't have a lot of the ball, as Dave said. We didn't dominate territories, but every time we got the ball, we looked a threat. We looked like we was going to do something. It's the most threatening we've looked attacking wise since Bishop's Cleeve, since that 4-1 win. And it just was one of those displays that even though we lost, you felt good afterwards because you knew that everyone had given everything. And to be honest, obviously after the initial disappointment of not winning and when you felt like you really should have deserved to at least draw, and then to come out with nothing does hurt. But then everyone on the coach back, I travelled up with the fans, and it was a clear like, well, if they're going to play like that, we're going to go out fighting, and we're going to probably get some wins and get up this table. That was the general feel.
I know Hilly said post Cribs that he obviously wanted to win, but he was with the performance overall, he was delighted. Was it kind of a similar sort of feeling? Not we weren't happy post Cribs, but was it kind of a better performance, so to speak, more in the right direction?
It was better than Cribs. I thought it was one of them. Froome, you could tell were good, and they had a big, big fan base supporting them, and they were just cheering and singing songs, which isn't something that you get too often at these games. And you could tell that they had a real bit of confidence with everything going on. So to come out and in that atmosphere that everyone was feeling positive at Froome, they probably thought they were going to turn up and roll us over. Whereas when with Cribs coming to us, it's a bit more like, okay, we know we're in for a bit of a test today. It's we're away at Exmouth. It's not close. Whereas we've made the trip to them, they're thinking we're going to bring them here, run them over, just like Larkham did to them. But they came out fighting. That everyone was so determined to try and get something. And look, if a penalty goes a couple yards inwards, we win, we draw the game. Probably it goes 2-0, we win the game. Doesn't turn out that way. We have chances to win it. Doesn't quite happen, but it's that you leave feeling this will happen at some point, and maybe it's Froome because we've had good results against them in the past, but I think it's one of those where we've shown now we can compete with the best teams in the league, even Wimborne, who are top of the league. We've beat Wimborne. I know it wasn't in the league, but we beat them. We drew with them in the league, so we know we can compete. It's now making that big step to actually winning and getting those positive results instead of coming out 2-1, come out 2-2, come out 3-2, instead of losing. So I think generally it's been a really, really encouraging day Saturday.
I know I watched the highlights back on the VEO. With a few minutes to go, it just looked like the lads were just chucking everything at them, like the kitchen sink. Although I knew the result, I was begging the ball to cross the line just so we could get a point. the new guys seem to have come in and seem to have hit the ground running as well. Tom Bass obviously scored
Yes.
three so far. Nelson looks like the player, looks a revelation, and looks the guy we known all along. And if Louis could stop hitting the post from penalties, we'd probably be cooking.
Yeah. No, they've all been really good. I mean, Tom's come in, he's he drifts in and out, but he always is a threat. He's always someone you can get the ball out to. Nelson has been unbelievable. He's so fast, so good on the ball. It's not even just the on the ball work; it's the off the ball work to get the ball. And it's a couple times in that game, him and Ben sort of intercepted play and just went because they're both quick. So once it's tough to get it off them again. So they've been excellent. And Louis, as I say, has been a real added bit of quality in that midfield. Just needs that luck to go for him in terms of those shots on goal because he had quite a few at Frome and just literally it's a couple yards and there's a real we're sat here talking about Louis who's got 5 goals, so it's really fine margins at the minute. But they've settled in. You had the defense was excellent, which was a bit of a concern for people after the Larkle game and the Cribs game. But even though we've conceded two, the players we were up against, a lot of those have played higher. I believe Marcus Day was at Taunton at the start of this season, and the Simpson was at Tiverton, I believe. So these are high level players, and they really delivered. Mike Landricum, hell of a finish, and we ended with the Landricum brothers up front. So that was a bit of a combination, but it was a great finish. And it's just one of those again. We were so close, and you can see it's all starting to come together in regards to the team. Obviously, we wish it could have happened earlier, but this is the situation we're in. Let's have a great escape. Why not?
I've said it numerous times on my own personal Twitter. There is never a dull moment at Exmouth Town Football Club, and I can feel 2024 is going to be zero exception. Um, we've obviously spoken about the new guys who've come in on the pitch. Dave has joined the we call it backroom staff, the coaching staff,
Yeah,
Hilly's
the coaching
kind
team.
of team. Jordan has left the club. I'm sure everybody wishes Jordan all the best. Me and Nate worked with Jordan and did chatted to him post and pre games. All the best luck for the future, Jordan. Whatever the future holds for you, thank you for everything you've done. From me, Nathan, I'm sure from all the supporters as well. But Dave joins from Bridgewater. Let's not open that can of worms about Bridgewater. Let's move
Yeah.
swiftly on from that. So Dave joins from Bridgewater. You spoke to him post match, Nathan. Is he is he different to Jordan? Is he easier to interview than Hilly and Rolo? I suppose is the burning question from a
There's
media
not
point
a,
of view for us.
there's not an easier interview than Hilly because he loves talking. So there's not an easier interview than him. But Dave was clearly a real vocal presence on the touchline. You could really hear him. And I mean, that's 7 years as a manager at Bridgewater, having genuine success. You can notice it because you hear him and he's talking through the game. It's a really important presence, I think, to have someone that's going to really kick some players into gear. Not that necessarily they need it, but they need to get pushed over the line and to get some wins. And maybe that is a mentality thing rather than an ability thing. So he clearly is already, from watching him at Frome, he's showing that he's someone that's going to be vocal, a real presence on the touchline. And then in the interview he seemed really positive. As he said, he can't believe this group of players are bottom of the league. He came in and trained and saw this team, and he said, "I don't know, I don't know how we're bottom of the league." And he was very positive coming to that. Obviously, he was very grateful for all the support that he's received from town fans and elsewhere as well. Because that's he got such a welcome in. We tweeted the post, and it was just so much replies of people across the game in Devon and the Southwest wishing him well. So he's definitely someone that has got a lot of love, and you can see why because he's already added such a presence to the touchline, and hopefully again it's those missing pieces that we're looking for. Jordan did a fantastic job, but you can tell with Dave it's someone that is a bit more experienced in the field of coaching, and that's as Kevin put it. Once he got the opportunity to get Dave in, it was an unfortunate situation where one had to go, so one had to come in, and we've ended up with Dave, and he's clearly positive and excited about this club, and that excites me. It should excite the fans as well that someone is really determined to come in and help us.
I went to Bridgewater when I was at a previous club in the Western League, and Dave was and is I thought was incredibly impressive when I was there as an away official, I suppose. To put in context how popular and how highly thought of he is, I had my battery on my phone was rinsed just from the messages and the likes and everything we had when we posted out him joining the club on Twitter. So I think on the whole, although the club's bottom of the league temporarily, on and off the pitch, the club seems to be moving, making massive strides to bring in someone of the players we've got in the squad that we've have joined recently, and to bring someone in of Dave's quality is, I think, is a testament to Hilly, Stu, and everybody behind the scenes at the club as well, all the work that they do. So yeah, so brighter future lays ahead. I know there was a fans forum as well recently. Me and Nate didn't attend, but it's all kind of moving in the right direction. Hilly and Rolo and all the lads are working incredibly hard. Me and Nathan are privileged to kind of get a snapshot post game, and every loss is felt just as much as it is for all of us. Whether it's me, Nathan, the volunteers, or you supporters, it's not. They after the Cribs game, they looked not down, but they looked like they were had the not the way of the world, but they looked how we felt, I think is the way. So please be rest assured that it's the guys are running through brick walls and they care about the club just as much as we all do. They want us to stay in the Southern League. And I can't stress enough how many times Hilly and Rolo and members of the squad text me asking me for VEO stuff. Even though they've all got logins, I'm going to set up a fine system. So if anyone's got an idea for a fine system, maybe donate some money for charity from these guys. We'll donate it towards something for the club. Do get in touch with me on a match day. But yeah, please, like, everyone is working incredibly hard. Me and Nathan are incredibly privileged. We just rock up on a match day and kind of ponce about a little bit. I rock up on a match day and ponce about, but Nathan does some actual work.
Yeah, I think just on that, you can see because there have been some games, if we're being honest, where it has looked not so good. Larkle, we were
Yeah,
there. That
yeah,
a bad start sort of killed them off, and games like Malvern and Bemerton, we really left feeling like, oh, this isn't so good. We are bottom, and it felt like that. But I
yeah.
do think in recent weeks, if we look at the games, Westbury and Bristol Manor Farm, Cribs, and Frome, there is a bar the Larkle game, which now sort of looks like a blip, even though the form doesn't suggest it. You can see a switch and a real desire. It's just the again the fine margins of football and just trying to get that drop of a ball, that open goal that we haven't quite had, that penalty being scored. That we haven't had. It's not just Louis. It's been throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's been penalties. Not these little things that keep going against us, keeping our discipline and things like that. And it will come into place. I really feel that way, but it does have to happen. And I hope that people can see that there is such a concerted effort to try and turn around this form from both the club and both the on the pitch and off the pitch.
I think it's more frustration, and I think that's the lads are feeling the frustration because 12 months ago some of the balls would drop and would have gone in, and we would have had
Yeah.
certain decisions. And it's not, you don't always get the rubber the green within sport or within football. So as I've said, 2024 is going to be brighter. I am the most
100%. And we're
pessimist.
ending.
I'm the
Yeah.
most pessimistic man ever. Nathan will tell you on away trips when we're talking about Exeter City or Bolton Wanderers or my other love, basketball. If I'm saying that everything's going to be all right in 2024, then
There's weight to that.
there's
There's
weight
weight
to that
to
because
that.
I am the
But
most half glass empty man you'll ever meet when it comes to football and sport. So, um,
I mean, look, but 2024 is coming around, but we've got so much still in 2023. It's still exciting. We have the biggest game of the season coming up. Holton Rovers, the team that are second bottom in the technical terms, if you're excluding Hamworthy. This is it. We were saying this is like a 12 point. This is huge if we can get a win in this
yeah,
game, and there is a coach running for the game. So £20, it's the same as the usual away coaches that have been running sort of on and off. And that is one we really, really want your support. We hope you can give it because it has been so fantastic through the season, and we just hope. I'm already sort of excited for the game because it is the biggest game I've probably covered for this club in the year, and so I've been here.
yeah.
And I think you can see through the performances. that it's getting better, and they're working so hard. And I've got a good feeling about the Fulton game, albeit if you talk, I've had good feelings about quite a lot of the games, haven't quite panned out. But I do think this one is something that hopefully will galvanize and really kickstart this season. I've said that word quite a few times as well, but I think with you actually seeing it happen now, that we have started to really play, and with the coach running, it means hopefully after the game that the fans and the players be celebrating together.
This throughout the years, there's been some really big games at Exmouth. Bodmin, when the club was promoted from the peninsula, there was loads of fans there. I've seen the videos and the pictures. Shepton Mallet on that final day of the season, I knew there was, I don't know how many coaches went to that game. This is potentially not up to that level, but we're encroaching on that sort of territory. We went to Portland last season and it was potentially the worst conditions I've ever seen in a game. I think I've only just dried out. They only beat us 1-0, and we chucked everything at them. This team has obviously played a full round of fixtures, played last season. It's got better. It knows what it's doing. So Poland is massive. As Nate said, there is a coach running. It's on the details on the MTC. I think Cookie has tweeted it out. If you don't know, if you can't find them, message me or Nath on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we'll point you in the right direction and sort you guys out. I am trying to get childcare.
Do it through the Twitter as well.
Yeah, I am trying to get childcare so I can attend as well. So because I don't want to miss this. I want to be there when that ball hits the back of the net, going absolutely mental. That's not the only game that's coming up over Christmas. We have got Evesham away as well on the 23rd. I don't take for gospel. I assume there's a bus running for that as well. That's equally as massive.
We'll get that. Yeah, we'll get that confirmed.
Yeah, we'll get that confirmed. That's equally as massive. We played them on the beginning game of the season and got a point, and we were unlucky to only get a point there. Then we have Mousel on Boxing Day at 3:00. So unfortunately, you have to save it till afterwards to get absolutely leathered, like I know a lot of people like to do at the club. That's Boxing Day.
I don't think that'll be waiting.
Yeah, that is the thought. I think,
honest, I'm not sure.
That's the first time we've played them since the Western League and that Titanic three-way battle for the league title and promotion. Then New Year's Day, no, not New Year's Day, sorry, the 30th, we have Bideford away. Yeah. That game has been moved
backwards to the 30th.
Backwards to the 30th.
Backward, however, yeah.
We assume that's a 3:00 kickoff. That's not been confirmed yet, but it won't be any earlier than.
I think it's 3:00 on the website. So yeah. I'd probably should be 3:00.
3:00. I imagine there's not a bus running to that, but there'll be enough people driving and stuff. That's always a good day out as well. So there's plenty of games coming up that we can pick points up in. Plenty of exciting fixtures. We've nailed the rubber, the green, and the Devon Derby so far. So hopefully we can go to Bideford and win. As a lad born and bred in Barnstable, nothing brings me more joy than beating Bideford. The Bashley game has been penciled in for the 23rd. We're also supposed to play Newton Abbot that night in the Devon Bowl. So something's going to give there. So we've potentially got a game away that night. We just don't know where yet. Again, keep an eye on the socials and the MTC page. There is loads of stuff going on in the clubhouse. John Hartson's coming to visit. I think that's this week.
Yeah, this Friday. This Friday, John Hartson. Saturday, we have the Men in Black at live music. They've been to town a few times there. I believe there's also a free buffet while it lasts. Cookie was keen to make clear to me. There's a kids' Christmas party on the 16th of December, which is 12 till 2 and 3 till 5. Can speak to Elaine Field about that one. We'll probably do a post on that just to if people are interested in that. It's on the town Facebook or the Muff Town at least. Then we also that same evening we have the revision party, more live music at town. It's a free event, so again you can come along and just have a drink and enjoy some live music. And then obviously you've got the Mousel game, and then the Sunday the 31st, family friendly New Year's Eve party 7 till 1. Again, see Elaine. We'll try and probably put something out for that as well, just so if you are interested, you can contact.
There's loads of other stuff.
It's set. Very exciting time, and even with one home fixture, still so much going.
all of the youth teams I think are still playing at the minute, barring weather conditions. So if you're about, show them support. The girls or women's team is also up and running. We'll put some posts out with that. We're going to try and do some stuff with those and promote those guys. So there is loads of stuff as always going on at the club. The volunteers are around doing bits around the ground, and yeah. So although things have not gone well on the pitch, this is, the club is alive and kicking. It's still our club, it's our town, it's as it always has been, whether it's the lads on the pitch, Hilly, me, Nath, the volunteers, all the MTC lads, all the season ticket holders. It's still, we're all in this together. I think is the how the club wants to portray it. And I know Stuart is very keen from the top to portray that, and I'm sure all the other guys on the committee share his sentiment there, as long as me and Nath do. So that's it. That's the first edition of Talk of the Town podcast. We're going to bring some more people on. Potentially, we'll try and explain to Hilly how Zoom works. Do you think on Zoom he would bounce around as much as he does during interviews, post game, and
I
during
don't know.
Do you think he sits still?
Depends if he's on his phone or not. Probably if he's got a laptop, then maybe not. But if on the phone, possibly. But we'll see. Definitely going to have more people, get people on this and get them talking. Because you don't just want it to be us the whole time.
No.
We'll definitely get some people on here and talk through the club, all across the club as well. So,
yeah.
And we'll splash in some interviews and stuff. If they can't, if we can't be on the Zoom, we can still speak to them and show you guys that as well.
Yeah, because we all know there's some characters within that squad. I did have one question to ask you, Nath. Out of the playing squad, who would you trust most to pilot a sled with reindeers?
Oh, I don't know. Let me
You
think.
obviously don't drive.
Probably,
You've not seen them park like I have
yeah.
at the car park on a match day.
No, exactly. So I could be miles off this. And the playing squad, I reckon will go Aaron Denny. I think because the close control. If you go football wise, it's ball comes up in the air, he takes it down with ease. So I reckon Aaron Denny, but I have no idea his driving might stink. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably choose Denny as well, or Shanks.
Yeah, that's a good. That was the other person in my mind, to be honest. Was Tom. I wasn't sure.
I definitely wouldn't choose the player that I followed in for the Cribs game who couldn't park properly.
Oh no.
Hope you well, Dino. Hope you're having a nice December, mate. So that's the end of Talk of the Town. We'll see you soon. If me and Nate don't see you before Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas from your media team and everyone else at the club. And we'll see you in the new year. We'll see you Boxing Day, actually. So take care. Have a good one. Thanks.